Hi there! Today I'll show you a really useful exercise for your left hand, one that will noticeably improve your technique. But first, let's talk about why this even matters. There is this myth that every musician needs some kind of legendary finger stretch, and without it, you can't play anything at all. And it's not a new idea. Back in the 19th century, composer Robert Schumann believed in stretching so much that he used special devices for it. These were pretty masochistic contraptions. One look at them was enough to know they were trouble. And sadly, they were. Two of Schumann's fingers ended up almost completely immobilized. Now we can say for sure that those devices were the cause, but I wouldn't recommend testing them. So, do guitarists need finger stretch? Sure, it's great if your fingers are long enough to grab half the neck, but in practice, you won't need superpowers like that too often. What really matters is what kind of stretch you actually need. There are two types: horizontal, along the fretboard, and vertical, across the strings. For guitarists, the vertical one is far more important, especially when switching between chords. But there is one more skill every guitarist must develop: finger independence. From early childhood, we train the grabbing motion, where all our fingers curl at the same time. But that's not very helpful on an instrument. What we need is for each finger to move independently, doing something different at every moment. The exercise I'm about to show you develops both vertical stretching and finger independence. It's called the spider, and yes, it kind of looks like a spider crawling around the neck. Let's start with the right hand. It's simple. We'll use just 3 fingers. Thumb on the 5th string, index finger on the 2nd, and middle finger on the 1st. The middle finger doesn't move, it just gives us support. All the actual sound comes from the thumb and index finger, which plug toward each other at the same time. Now for the left hand. You can start this exercise anywhere on the fretboard, but I'll begin in the 7th position. Place your index finger on the 7th fret of the 2nd string and your ring finger on the 9th fret of the 5th string. That's an octave. Now we'll take another octave, a half step higher. That means 1 fret higher for each note. Use your middle finger for the 2nd string and pinky for the 5th. And now we have the 2nd octave. Here's the key part. Don't lift the first pair of fingers until the 2nd one is placed. There is a moment when all 4 fingers are on the strings at the same time, and that's exactly what we want. Once the 2nd pair is secure, the 1st pair can relax and naturally lift off the fretboard. Next move. Your index finger jumps to the 5th string and your ring finger to the 2nd. Now you've got a new interval, a 10th. Then we add another 10th, 1/2 step higher, played by the pinky and middle finger. Now, let's connect all 4 of these shapes into one fluid motion. The goal is legato, that smooth connected sound where one finger hands the note off to the next. That's half the exercise. The second half, same notes, just in reverse order. Once that's solid, slide everything 1 fret lower. And repeat. Then again. The further we move toward the headstock, the harder it gets, because in addition to vertical stretch, horizontal stretch increases too. The frets get wider as you go. A few general tips. Don't play through pain. Contrary to popular belief, pain doesn't mean growth. It means you're doing something wrong. If you feel pain, stop, rest, and come back with fresh hands. Don't play fast. Speed isn't the goal. Comfort and control are. We're teaching our fingers new movements. The goal is to make them natural and relaxed. Don't move your wrists. In real music, yes, the wrist helps find comfortable angles for each chord or phrase, but in this exercise we're isolating the fingers. Try to keep the wrist still and let the fingers do all the work. And most importantly, you don't need to do this for hours. Just 5 minutes a day is enough, as long as you do it consistently. Give it a few weeks and your left hand will surprise you. Good luck and enjoy the process.